Hello whiskey lovers and welcome to another one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings. Today I will be talking to you about the Yamazaki distillery in Japan. That distillery was founded in 1923. It was founded by Shinjiro Tori, who actually had some help from Masataka Takatsuru, one of his employees. Previously to the building of the distillery, he had in fact sent Masataka to Japan to study at the Glasgow University, and after a stint at several distilleries, including Springbank, he returned with all this knowledge about whiskey making and even with a British bride on his arm. And Masataka Takatsura and his wife Rita returned to Japan. So Masataka Takatsura was instrumental in the creation of the Yamazaki distillery until a few years later he had a falling out with Shinjiro Tori and moved on to create his own company with the Yoichi distillery, and then he founded the Nikka consortium. But back to Suntory, which he left. Suntory famously owns several distilleries. You have the Yamazaki malt distillery, you have the Hakushu malt distillery, and you also have the Chita grain distillery. But we will be trying a single malt from the former, the Yamazaki distillery. In fact, we will be trying the Yamazaki 12 years old, which for the longest time was not available because demand far outstripped supply. And so for many years, Suntory was only able to put out no age statements whiskey. That's why you had the Yamazaki Distillers Reserve and the Hakushu Distillers Reserve. But now the 12 years old is back. And just like this beautiful t-shirt that I'm wearing, this bottle as well is from Japan and is a gift from my American friend John. That it says, for relaxing times, make it Suntory times. Maybe you've seen the movie Lost in Translation, I believe it's called. Anyway, the 12 years old Yamazaki is bottled at 43% ABV. And this bottle comes straight from Japan. As you can see, it's got this beautiful Japanese back label as well. I gotta love it. Thank you, John. Whenever John comes over from the States, he first travels to Japan, picks up a gift, comes to Belgium, we have dinner together, and then he presents me with a lovely bottle. So I was quite happy, John, that you brought me the Yamazaki 12 years old, because it has in fact been 5 years since I tasted this. So let's give this one a go. This is a beautifully amber-colored whiskey. The Japanese whiskey, Yamazaki 12 years old at 43% on the nose. Oh, that's a lovely fruity nose. I get orchard fruit, I get oranges. That's complemented with apricots and peach, but there's also a hint of mango and pineapple in there. Additionally, some lemongrass, some oriental spices, a subtle floral touch that gives it some depth, and a soft spiciness adding some extra weight. This is a very, very pleasant nose indeed. Wow, on the palate. It's somewhat less pronounced, it's true, but it's still very delicious. I get apples now, I get some yuzu in there as well. Apricot returns, a hint of grapefruit, while ginger and cinnamon provide the necessary spiciness. And meanwhile, a very subtle bitterness sneaks in there, and the wood spices, they bring a special warmth, a pleasant warmth to the mouth. Again, this is very, very tasty indeed. A lovely whiskey this is on the finish. That finish is medium long, some wood spices in there, some pepper, a touch of mint. That mint gives it a fresh lift towards the end. Well, all in all, this is an outstanding whiskey, a very good Japanese whiskey indeed, and well worth seeking out if you can find it and if you can afford it. Because let's be honest, Japanese whiskey is not cheap nowadays, and that has all to do with the fact that demand still outstrips supply. So very hard to come by, and hence also a little bit more expensive. But if money is not an issue, then this one is highly recommended. And that's all for this Whiskey Rambling, and I hope to see you at one of Mark's Whiskey Ramblings real soon. And until then, may the malt be with you. Bye-bye.